They must have recorded that before Ozzy unfortunately passed away. War Pigs right there from Judas Priest with Ozzy. What a great collaboration. It's Peach's Pip Party on this fine Friday, September 26th, 2025. It has been a very hectic day. Very hectic. This morning, I was right in on the action. I immediately was like, Victor, could you please get out of the K-Bear studio? I got my interview with Bert Kreischer via Zoom at 8:15. I thought it was at 8:15. I sat there for a good amount of time. Then I kept waiting and waiting. Traffic school then started, powered by the advocates. Bert finally joined the call an hour later at 9:15. He thought East Idaho was in Pacific time. Yeah, so I basically, throughout the entirety of traffic school, had to send a new meeting link. Because with Zoom, they want you to pay for the premium version, so that way you get the unlimited time on a meeting. And so you only get 40 minutes with the free trial, the free version of Zoom. So my first one was already almost expired, so I deleted that one, started a new one, sent it to our connection, who then had to send it to Bert's team, who then had to give it to Bert. A whole thing, right? And this is all happening while traffic school powered by the advocates is going on. So there's an extra special traffic school powered by the advocates available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. And then also attached to that is the Bert Kreischer interview. I'm going to try my best to get the video version uploaded. I do have to leave like mid-show. The magic of radio, the entire show will happen, but I do have to briefly leave the studio around like 3 o'clock because for some reason... for some reason, service departments at car dealerships, they're not open past 5 p.m., so you can't go get your oil changed after work. No, you have to do it during work, so you have to ruin your day. Not really ruin, but you have to step out, leave your job for a brief moment of time to then pay for an overpriced oil change. First world problem, I know. Let me call if you want to. What's it called? Get a hold of me if you want to at 208-535-1015. It has been a hectic Friday. My brain is all over the place. This weekend, I'll be headed down to Salt Lake City, and I have to prepare for my third interview within the span of like a week. So I'll be interviewing Hollywood Undead at the complex in Salt Lake. It'll be a fun time there. Anyway, Peach's Pit Party will be back here in just a few. Well, let's just go through a question thread here, huh? What's a career mistake most people don't realize they're making until it's too late? Now, I'm still relatively new to the work field. I am 29, have been working since 18, around there. So I'm not one of those old people, old boomers in the radio industry like, Victor and Jade and Josh and Justin. Pretty much everyone in this building besides me and Katie, huh? No, but it's good to know these things. What's a career mistake most people don't realize they're making until it's too late? Your company is just 2 bad quarters from firing you. They don't care about the amount of effort you put in, the profits you raked, the amount of sacrifices you made, the health you ruined. All they care about is you being a cog in the machine. That's right. We're getting very negative with this break, huh? But we'll sound optimistic. That's the kicker right there. In radio, it's even worse. They'll just randomly fire people because they feel like it. That's what happens in the bigger markets. All of a sudden, you're traveling all across the country trying to just stick at a company for more than a year. Here's another one. In that same realm, nobody is irreplaceable no matter how much you think you are, which is real sad to see, Even the biggest of the biggest. Ryan Seacrest, Elvis Duran, Ellen Kay, Woody, Howard Stern. All eventually will come to an end, and then somebody will replace them. And that's what happens. Being liked is more important than your skill set. People think hard work will get you ahead, when in reality, being liked is way more important. Yeah, networking. Networking's number one. You got to know a whole bunch of people. Even if you don't like making friends, make those friends to go further in the workplace. So that's enough of this thread. Let's move into some Volbeat by a Monster's Hand on K-Bear 101. Like I mentioned at the beginning part of the show earlier today, I interviewed Bert Kreischer. He'll be at the Mountain America Center this upcoming Friday, a week from today, Friday, October 3rd. He'll be bringing the Permission to Party tour. And so we are going to give away tickets once again to something else, and that is, of course, the Bert Kreischer show. So starting on Monday at 7:05, listen for the permission to party password from Victor. He'll say it on the air. That's your only time to hear it. And then at any point throughout the day, be caller 20 at 208-535-1015 to win tickets. And then what's really cool is that every person who wins a pair of tickets for this drawing is going to be automatically put into another drawing for an after show pass to meet Bert. Isn't that awesome? You get to meet the machine, Bert Kreischer. I'm hoping to get that interview up at some point. Hopefully today. I don't know. There's so much stuff that I need to get done that's more so a higher priority compared to just uploading to social media. I know. I'm sorry. That's just, there's so much crap. Luckily, I got the weekend shows all done yesterday. But I still now have to, tonight, prepare for the Hollywood Undead interview tomorrow. I have to burp. I'm drinking my Pepsi from Taco Bell. Shout out, I guess. Anyway, starting next week, we'll be giving away tickets to Bert Kreischer live at the Mountain America Center. Listen for that permission to party password at 7:05 each weekday morning for your chance to win. You know, why is it that people can get away with so much crap when it comes to customer service? I forgot who exactly coined that phrase, the customer is always right. I bet it was like some nobody liked this person back in the day. Let's look that up again. Who coined the phrase, the customer is always right? Who was that goody two-shoes loser? Harry Gordon Selfridge of Selfridge's department store in 1909. Oh, he was born in Wisconsin, a retail guy who founded the London-based Selfridge's department store. He is credited with coining the phrase in 1909, using it as a slogan to emphasize customer satisfaction, and now it has ruined a whole bunch of people just trying to earn some money, you know, teenagers wanting to go into their first job, so they get a job at a place like In-N-Out or maybe Subway, Taco Bell, as a matter of fact, all of them. And then you always have to hear that manager go, well, the customer's always right. We got to be extra nice to them. Well, if they're a jerk, you deserve to be a jerk right back. That's how I feel, honestly. If I was the manager of one of these stores, it's like, hey, if someone's giving you lip, just you know, tell them they're terrible. Don't give them a discount or anything. Just be like, hey, get out of my store. I guess the owner of a pizzeria in Long Island, New York, has gone viral on social media for posting video reenactments of frustrating encounters he's had with customers. But then he went on to say, well, I would never actually talk to customers the way I do in these videos, but the videos are just made in good fun. You should talk to them like that. I don't see the problem with that. Tickets to this weekend's Ryder Cup golf tournament in Farmingdale, New York cost a lot. While the tickets start at $750, fans rooting on the U.S. against Europe are getting free food and non-alcoholic beverages. Fans can walk through grab-and-go layouts to grab drinks like water, Gatorade, and soda, as well as food like burgers, hot dogs, sandwiches, and snacks. Wow, that's nice. Beer prices are no bargain. You ready for this? A 25-ounce Michelob Ultra will set fans back $18 to pay for a Michelob Ultra. I don't even drink, and I know how bad those really are. I've heard from a numerous amount of people. A 19.2-ounce premium beer costs $19. Major League Baseball players who worry about losing their hair now finally have a way to combat going bald without failing a drug test. You ready for this one? MLB and Nutrafol have signed a new partnership that makes the company MLB's, and this is no joke, official hair growth partner. The company says it will be able to uniquely support players as the first and only hair growth supplement brand to earn NSF certified for sport, which means Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are the only hair growth supplements tested and verified for MLB players' safe use. I mean, if you're bald, might as well just embrace it, really. The skateboard Tony Hawk used to land an unprecedented 900 in competition. Sold for $1.15 million at auction, a trailblazer in the sport of skateboarding, Hawk landed the 900, which involves 2.5 mid-air revolutions during the X Games in San Francisco in June of 1999. While the name of the buyer was not disclosed, Hawk said he hopes that it is someone who truly appreciates it or that event, and it's not just a flex because they have the money. I would be stoked if it's someone that had a connection to skating or that maybe they're going to display it somewhere for other people to see. Obviously, it's going to be someone with a whole bunch of money just wanting to say, hey, this is the skateboard Tony Hawk, used. Somebody like Dana White. That guy collects a lot of stuff just because he can. I mean, I would too. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update. right here on K-Bear 101. So there's this thing called the Taylor effect. I'm sure you're well aware. Taylor Swift is very influential when it comes to her fan base, comes to the majority of pop culture. She had this song apparently on the last album. I wouldn't know. I only ever liked one song off of that previous album. Was it called Evermore? It's the one with Bon Iver or Bon Iver. I forgot how you actually say that guy's name. It's called Exile. Kind of like that track. I don't know. I don't really like most Taylor Swift songs. Some of them are catchy. Some of them are just forced onto you because they get played everywhere. And I mean literally everywhere. But supposedly on her last album, Evermore, she had a song called Marjorie, a song, the tribute to her late grandmother. So all these people are now trying to name their kid Marjorie, which I feel like is such an old person name, really. I mean, it's for her late grandmother, and how old is Taylor Swift? In her late 30s? So that had to be someone easily born in the very early 1900s, probably around the same time that Harry Gordon Selfridge said that stupid phrase, the customer is always right. Man, I hate that guy already. I hate that guy with my whole heart. You always had to hear that. The customer is always right. Oh, everywhere you work, customer service, anywhere. The customer is always right. So make sure you cater to them. Stop. Okay, I should stop talking about that. Well, I also think Marjorie, you can name your kid anything you want. Really, you can. But is it going to be weird to name your kid Marjorie? Yeah. There's also other Taylor Swift names like Willow, which that's not too bad. Then there's August. Who's going to name their kid August? Archer, which is not that bad. And then there's Lavender. Imagine naming my kid Lavender. Lavender Peach. A lifetime of bullying right there. I mean, I technically am an August Peach. I was born in August, but would I name my kid that? Absolutely not. You know, parking is not necessarily a huge issue in this area. Thankfully, it's still somewhat of a problem if you try going to a place like the Eastern Idaho State Fair. There's never enough parking, especially if you go to downtown Idaho Falls, downtown Pocatello. Downtown areas anywhere USA always are awful. There's one-way streets. There's people parked there all the time. There's different signs that say you can only park here for 3 hours and then you got to move. It's quite dumb, right? Everyone wants a good parking spot. But I guess this 30-year-old woman in Winnipeg, Canada, she was taken to the hospital after she was run over following an argument over a parking spot. Have you ever just stood there to save a parking spot for somebody else? That's what this girl was doing. She was standing in an unoccupied parking spot, saving it for a family member who was on the way from the other side of the parking lot. But another driver got there first, wanted to park their car. That is when the verbal argument broke out between the two. The driver of the waiting SUV then proceeded to enter the parking spot, hitting the woman and trapping her underneath the front tires. Yikes. I personally, back when I was in college, it was one of the worst parking experiences. I just went and visited Cal State Fullerton the last time I was in California. Luckily, school was just starting at that point. Or was it even started? I don't know. But I found a visitor spot, got in there just fine. But I remember like having to deal with people standing in parking spots. And then you get that one crazed guy that just goes, okay, I'll just run you over. And almost kills the person. Genius of the day. By the way, you can hear that every so often on the Victor Wilt Show at 6:45. I always make sure to say every so often because I don't think he does this segment every show. But this person, clearly genius of the day material for just running this 30-year-old girl over. As I'm sure you're well aware, prices are certainly high everywhere. Somebody was just boasting about a restaurant on the Facebook group Life in Idaho Falls. And I was so tempted to be that one negative Nancy in the comment section going, well, they do taste good, but in all honesty, I really don't like a millennial burger spot that charges you $20 for a burger and then you have to pay like $5 extra for their specialty fries. That's how they get away with charging you $5 is when they say, "Oh, it's seasoned with this special seasoning that my grandma used to have." And by the time you're done ordering your simple combo, you paid $30 and no burger tastes good after paying $30 for it, really. And so a lot of these fast food restaurants, they're trying to charge people a ton of money. And casual dining, of course, now that is that is what most people are doing. Going to places like Olive Garden. I was about to say TGI Fridays, but I think they're all out of business. But according to, Fox Business here, it says Texas Roadhouse has just beat Olive Garden for the honor of number one in casual dining. I guess Olive Garden had a 7-year run as like America's favorite casual dining restaurant. Texas Roadhouse, now number one. But where on earth is Chili's on that list? Chili's is by far superior. Okay, I'm just saying that because I feel like the 2 for $25 deal is the best, okay? Texas Roadhouse, I've been there a couple of times. I'm not the biggest fan of steak, and I personally think the one in the area is just way too crowded. Way too crowded. And for me, the steak, last time I was there, it was kind of okay. It didn't really, blow my pants off. Olive Garden, haven't been there in quite some time. Chili's, I gotta say, if you had to do the top 3 casual dining restaurants, number 1 would have to be Chili's. 2 would be Olive Garden. I don't even know what I would choose for number 3, but it most certainly would not be Texas Roadhouse, I don't think. There's a lot of stuff going on next Friday. First of all, there's Mudvayne, Static X, and Vended live at the Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater in Pocatello. There's also Bert Kreischer live at the Mountain America Center that same day. And then from noon to 2, Victor or myself will be at Wackerly Auto Center broadcasting live, giving away these haunted passports. I've talked about these here and there. I just want to make sure you know about them. These haunted passports are quite cool. Basically, they get you into these 4 attractions in the area. I'm talking about the Lost Souls attractions. I'm talking about Slaughter's Realm in Blackfoot, talking about Idaho's Haunted Hospital in St. Anthony, as well as the Haunted Mill in Teton. All right? So if you want to come to the remote, you can get yourself a pair of haunted passports. That way someone can go in there with you who you know. Maybe you take that date with you, and you guys hold on to each other the entire time you're walking through the Lost Souls or whatever. Just make sure to stop by Wackerly Auto Center next Friday from noon to 2 p.m. Victor or myself will be there broadcasting live on that very, very busy Friday. There have been people asking, when will Halloween music start? And we have your answer. Starts Monday. 2 Halloweenish tracks every hour. K-Bear's Rockin' Halloween, Haunted by Juicity Vapor. That's right. 2 Halloweenish songs every hour starting Monday, going all the way to Halloween, then Halloween Day. Non-stop Halloween tracks to provide the ultimate soundtrack for the spooky season. If you ever have a suggestion for that soundtrack too, you can always hit us up. Hit up Victor when he's in the studio. Hit him up on social media and let him know. Add it to the K-Bear group. We're always down to add more tracks to the spoopy library, the spooky library. K-Bear's Rockin' Halloween starting on Monday, Haunted by Juicity Vapor. During that Bert Kreischer interview earlier this morning, we talked a lot about age, and I was asking him, what's it like to really turn 30? But he's 52. He said 40, when you turn 40, that's like the best day. When you turn 50, it's kind of it's more than halfway over. Which is, sad to say. I mean, we're really being down here. I came across this whole question about people in your 40s. What's something you wish you knew in your 30s? Top answer is one of the saddest things I've been thinking about for quite some time. Your parents will get old and need a lot of your help. It sucks every couple of months going back home and visiting my family and seeing my parents age, I mean, they both just turned 60. And I definitely need to make sure I'm there for them the same way they were always there for me. Work on your health now. While it is easier, it definitely begins to become more of a challenge as you age. We think we are invincible when we are young, but time catches up faster than you think. Eliminate bad habits now. Yeah, I need to lay off the fast food, lay off the soda, and get back to the way that I was in high school. Posture is important. These are just a whole bunch of generic safety tips. That health savings and real friendships matter way more than chasing status or pleasing everyone. Sure. It's going to go a lot faster than your 20s. That's one thing my dad has always said. It goes a whole lot faster the older you get. Anyway, well, there was that uplifting break. All right, here we go. We got 2 of them. We can choose between either one. A kid wanted to check out the wheel well of a passenger jet, so he did. Or a man got his head stuck inside a traffic light. Okay, I want to know about the man who stuck his head inside a traffic light. Here we go. It's loading. Come on. I like the beginning sentence already. Now, this is what you call a head-on collision. A man in China gone viral on social media after he got his head stuck inside a traffic light. It sounds impossible to even imagine, really, but here's what happened. The man was riding an electric scooter, collided with a temporary traffic light. Somehow his head got stuck inside the metal casing, was wedged so tightly that it took firefighters nearly 40 minutes to cut him free. So imagine driving past him and you just see him and go, ha ha, loser. Fortunately, although not for him, the bizarre scene was captured on camera, shared all over social media. Oh, I see it right here. Oh, wow, it really is bad. He kind of looks like Signal Head, like a weird person from another dimension. A signal for a head. Shows him lying in the street. I bet there was a lot of people who just drove by and laughed. I feel bad. Okay, I honestly do feel bad. But would I be one of those dudes that would sort of chuckle to myself in the car if I drove past that? Absolutely. Okay, I want to learn more about this story that I briefly mentioned before choosing the other story for what the headline just a tad bit earlier. Curiosity nearly killed the kid in Afghanistan. This 13-year-old boy took his curiosity to new heights, literally. He managed to slip past security at the airport in Kabul and climbed into the wheel well of a passenger plane bound for Delhi, India. No one noticed, so he remained in the tight, freezing space with little oxygen for the entire 2-hour flight. Miraculously, he survived. When the plane landed, he wandered around the tarmac until security finally noticed him and took him into custody. He told them that he was curious about the plane's landing gear and didn't know how dangerous it was to climb into it. No kidding! He said he also wanted to go to Iran and believed this particular plane would take him there. The boy was eventually sent back to Afghanistan on the same plane, although inside the cabin this time. It would have been funny as punishment. They're like, yeah, you got to go back in there, back in the landing gear. Sorry. Do people actually get offended if you call a band dad rock? Like, if you call a Slipknot dad rock, which according to Victor and Jade, Slipknot is, and I have to say it's true. Their peak was back in, 2005, when they were at their biggest Slipknot album. I mean, the biggest one, their self-titled debut, Slipknot 1999, got triple platinum status. Had Wait and Bleed on there, Spit It Out. Whole bunch of great tracks. Iowa was released in 2001. Everyone said back in the day that was the angriest album they've ever heard. But now, I mean, come on. It is considered dad metal in that case. So I came across this whole question on Reddit from r/rock music. What bands would you consider dad rock? Billy Joel. Billy Joel is granddad rock at this point. Foo Fighters. I like the one guy who said Foo Fighters. Sorry. It's like, no, the Foo Fighters are definitely dad rock. Why are people putting all these classic artists like Huey Lewis? Metallica. I mean, that's a given. Come on. Steely Dan. They're all very obvious answers here. I was hoping for some more cutting edge, rage baity answers. AC/DC, surely the most dad rock band ever. I agree. I'm not offended by that. They've got the classics. Maybe I should ask that for To Peach Their Own at some other day. Probably on Monday I'll ask it. So this popped up. It said GTA 5 actor suggests reading a book instead, and I already knew it was the guy who played Trevor, Stephen Ogg. We've all been waiting around for GTA 6 for a very, very long time. It was first put in development back in 2018, but one of those key members of GTA 5 couldn't care less if it never comes out. Yeah, Stephen Ogg, he was asked at a recent gaming convention if he was excited for GTA 6, and he said, I'm not a gamer. I've never played video games, and that includes GTA 5. Someone told him, hey, you should play GTA 5, and he just said, why? And he did that weird thing where someone said, hey, one day maybe you should because it's such a great game. And he said, well, then one day you should read Crime and Punishment. And he went completely blank. He seems like a weird guy. Really, I mean, honestly, have you ever checked out Stephen Ogg's Instagram? Go to it. Stephen Ogg, Steven space OGG. Look him up on Instagram. See the type of crap he uploads. He is certainly a hippie that just likes to be in the woods. Opposite. I mean, he's definitely a weird dude that hangs out in the woods. Sort of similar to Trevor Phillips, but I don't know. Just look it up. See what I'm talking about. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, aka Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.